Whether you had platinum seats, maybe in the nosebleeds, or camped outside the MCG itself, it's hard not to get caught up in Swift Mania, as one of our most famous stadiums played host to Tay-Tay's first Australian show, and didn't she dazzle? There you can see, in front of 96,000 fans. For more this morning, let's bring in today's talkers, Deputy Melbourne Lord Mayor Nicholas Rees at the mighty MCG and commentator Carmen Braidwood in Perth. Nicholas, I want to start with you. You're there. Melbourne is the centre of the Taylor Swift universe right now. What has it been like in and around Melbourne?
Oh, good morning, Clint. Look, it's like a fever has broken. Taylor has played her first concert here in Australia. The build-up was beyond belief. It was a mania. The city has not seen anything like this, probably since the Beatles toured in 1964. It's just been an overwhelming feeling of happiness, though, as the excitement was building. We lit up Flinders Street Station in midnight blue and Taylor Swift pictures. We were playing Taylor Swift hits at tram stops around the city. Federation Square has been full of Swifty fans. We even had a Filipino drag queen, Taylor Sheesh, playing, for those who maybe couldn't make it to the MCG. It's really been a magical moment for Melbourne, and we couldn't be happier.
We are going to be speaking to Taylor Sheesh very, very shortly on Weekend Today as well, it's worth noting. Carmen, to you in Perth, it really is a family affair as well. We're hearing that Taylor Swift's father, Scott, treated fans to $2,000 VIP wristbands, which is in itself a lovely act of kindness. How do you sort of describe Swift Mania?
I love it. I love hearing stories like that about Taylor and her dad, and I think it's worth looking at why she's been so successful. This is a woman who changes the GDP of her country. The things that Taylor does affects the economy, and I've heard a few disgruntled talkback callers this week saying things like, I don't care about Taylor. You don't have to like the music or to have been caught up in the mania to appreciate that hundreds of thousands of people are buying tickets to this show, and at the heart of it all, she's happy, she's kind of wholesome, she's got a nice dad who treats kids to VIP upgrades. Everyone's a winner in this story. I think it's beautiful.
Absolutely. Just a few texts rolling in. One of my friends describes it as the night of her life. Another with some advice for those going. She says, wear waterproof mascara. Just the sheer volume of people and positivity makes you tear up. That is just a lovely sentiment. And Nick, your fine city is going to do it for 2 more nights.
We are indeed. 96,000 people at the MCG last night. An all-time world record attendance for a Taylor Swift concert. She told the crowd she was absolutely thrilled, and of course she's got 2 more nights coming. My daughter Penelope was there last night, and she said she had the absolute night of her life. If I could play Dad for the young kids of Australia for just one moment though, Clint, I would recommend that people wear sneakers to the concert. The cowboy boots look great at home, but you're going to be on your feet for over 3 hours. Like, Taylor plays a monster show, and so go for comfort, wear some comfortable shoes.
You really are a girl, Dad.
You'll have the night of your life, and your feet won't get sore either.
I love hearing that. Hey, just before we go, I want you to both attack this one, because Gen Zers have just cracked the code to a pay rise. Listen up, because it doesn't involve a discussion with your boss. Instead, AI tools such as ChatGPT are being used to apparently draft sneaky salary negotiations. Carmen, what do you make of all this? Clever or cunning?
More power to them. I wish AI was around when I was a young employee navigating this kind of thing. It was hard. It was really hard to figure out what to say to try and get a few extra bucks. And I'd hear all the time the kind of more confident people around me who are often younger were the ones who are getting the pay rises, and I missed out. So if you can find a way to navigate it with AI, awesome.
It's a salary hack. It's being described as such, Nick. Is it scary that AI is seemingly going under bosses' noses like this, or should it be encouraged?
Oh, look, I think young people need all the help they can get, don't they? Australian wages, workers' wages, have not kept up with inflation for about a decade now. Workers' wages have not kept up with the growth in corporate profits as well, it should be said. And the people who are doing it hardest of all are young workers just entering the labour market. So, there's something that I do find slightly worrying about AI doing all these things in our lives, but I also think young workers need all the help they can get. So if it helps them get a bit of a raise, I'm all for it.
I agree. Nicholas, thank you so much. Carmen, thanks to you also. That merchandise tent will open very shortly for you to buy some merch for your daughters as well. Good stuff. It's 8 a.m. Here are today's top stories. This morning, Taylor Swift enters her Australian era.
I really miss coming to Australia, I gotta say.
Making history in Melbourne in front of her biggest crowd ever.
There are 96,000 people here tonight.
The hits, the hysteria, the highlights are all here.
Also, breaking news, 2 bodies found at a home in Ballarat. A major police investigation underway. We'll have more ahead.
Also ahead today, furious Queensland mayors blast the Weather Bureau after the southeast was hit by another deluge without warning.
A violent confrontation at a Western Sydney convenience store. A worker stabbed and the suspects on the run.
Surgery bills hit hard. The staggering amount patients are being left out of pocket. What's behind the blowout?
Plus, Prince Harry breaks his silence, what he's saying about his father's cancer battle and his relationship with the royal family.
And live like Kevin McAllister inside the Home Alone